36 years after the original Tim Burton classic Beetlejuice comes the sequel, Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice.
I can't believe Grandpa is dead. Death is hard. Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
When we made the movie, the first one, and I loved making it, doing it, but as with anything, it was a surprise to me that it was a success. And in fact, to this day, I can still quite figure out why.
When I was a teenager, a trickster demon terrorized our entire family and tried to force me to marry him.
Which is kind of the beautiful thing about it. It's not something you can easily categorize or identify, which made it surprising, which made it something for me, which was just something very special. Because anytime you're surprised by something in a positive way, it's beautiful.
I believed he was gone forever until you found this in the attic. Ew.
Well, it took, 35 years, and I think it was really the thing about, remember that I identify with the character, as a teenager, the way that I felt, and I felt very strongly identifying with her. So I just sort of wondered, what happened during 35 years later, some of these things, I think, it really was made
That old house in the house.
Wait, the ghost house? Is your mom Lydia Dean?
Unfortunately,
She's a legend. Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara return for this long-awaited sequel, and they're joined by new cast members, Justin Theroux, Willem Dafoe, and Jenna Ortega.
ghosts aren't real. Only gullible people believe them. Crap.
I think it took time. That's why I said I wasn't. When Michael and I talked about it, Winona and I talked about it over the years, on and off, but nothing really clicked. It really had to do for me about the time and the sort of using my own experience of going from not cool teenager but disturbed teenager to disturbed adult or whatever. You know what I mean? It's your life, and you can only really do that once you've experienced it. And so that's what made the film very emotional for me and very personal to me.
Can you just help me save my daughter? And how do I know that you're going to keep your word?
I swear on my deathless. Mom, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through. Let's go, honey. Doing the movie, I remember just the first day shooting with Catherine and Winona. I mean, and then Michael. The original cast members. I was surprised how emotional I got. It was like I would start crying. It was like I don't. It sort of surprised me because I didn't really expect that to happen. But it was. It made it even more special to me. Recognize this post-servicing edge for life or afterlife.
Yes?
I'm needed upstairs. Bob, go down the floor. It was like an old family I said, it's really nice when you work with people that you both respect, and then they turn out to be really cool and great to work with. So, I was very lucky. Spill your guts. Who wants to go first? All right, I will. See, I'm willing to do the work. We didn't rehearse anything, because we shot this very quickly. So he comes on set and literally it was like demon possession. I was like, it's like I couldn't. It was almost disturbing, and even I could look around. The crew was going like, oh my god. It was like going into a time warp. Good acting from my dream. Really more nightmare material.
Confronting the unknown, altering your fears, there's nothing harder.
What the Yeah, I don't think he's sitting there practicing in front of a mirror, but he's definitely just went right back into it. It was almost kind of chilling in a way. Thank you all for coming to this special occasion, but right now would like a little privacy. Still ahead on Hollywood One-on-One.
I'm curious, Ron, what would you say is the issue of our time?
No question about it.
Communism and the Soviet Union.
Get in the game. Run for office.
Welcome to your life.
There's nothing a retired governor can do, but a president, I can do a thing or two.
The film is Reagan, as in the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan. Dennis Quaid gets the role of a lifetime in this love story of Ronald and his wife Nancy, played by Penelope Ann Miller. The film is told through the voice of John Boyd, who plays a former KGB agent in Reagan.
Dutch, here's a purpose for your life.
You can run from a bully for so long, but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him. I went to the Reagan Ranch. That's, when I was offered the part, I didn't say yes, and I didn't say no. He was my favorite president, so I had to really think about it because it was actually fearful, taking on the role. But I went to the Reagan Ranch after thinking about a month, and that's when I felt him. The real the soul and spirit of Ronald Reagan is still there, and you can feel in the work. He did all the work there at the ranch, and the house itself is 1,100 square feet, and a king size bed. It was two twin beds, a zip tied together.
The closet still hasn't changed the decor.
His entire library is there. His books that he had since he was 9 years old is there.
Remember when we met, you told me you want to make a difference in this world. You know what you have to do.
Governor Reagan again, typically, is against such a proposal. There you go again.
So honestly, I don't think I've ever seen or heard about a love story quite like theirs, and learning about that was so fun for me to delve into this role, which was also a daunting task because everybody knows Nancy Reagan too, and has their impression or image of her, and I just wanted to do her legacy justice and capture her as best I can. But I mean, it was it's the love story to me is what's in the heart of the film. I think it's what helped him become president of the United States for 8 years.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been a President Reagan without.
She looked at him, she supported him, she protected him. She was vilified, unfortunately, during those years, but it didn't matter to her because that love was impenetrable. So multiply that by a billion, double that, and that's only at the surface of how deep it really is. This being my love for you, I really love you much than that. Reminds me of one of those movies. I should have parasol to look to.
Well, Nancy Pants, I can roll back and get you one.
I think that's what this movie is, among other things, but it's really a love story. And it's a good one.
both of those, but that is a very beautiful love story, just the telling of the tale, and then they embodied it so well, the two actors, you know, Dennis and Penelope.
There's about to be another war right here in Hollywood. The commies on one side, the mob on the other. You're right in the middle, son.
The challenge was to create a guy who's a little older than me, and then 35 years younger than me too. So I needed to, you know, do a little makeup. So what I found when I did the test, they had a makeup fellow there, right? And it could have been anybody. And it turned out to be a fellow by the name of Scott Wheeler, who was a really tremendous makeup guy, really top of the line. And we had fun quickly.
I'm curious, Ron, what would you say is the issue of our time? No question about it. Communism and the Soviet Union.
Get in the game. Run for office.
Reagan was not a rich man.
They were very modest, yeah. And that
Either that or it was very cheap. But he was not a rich man, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
I am about to start the biggest war of this century, and I'm not going to fire a single shot. You're going to blow up 8 years of diplomacy. Well, if you think that got their undies, then why? You just wait.
One thing he was that I loved about him, he's you know, playing it, and also when he was president, he always opened with a joke. Wherever, you know, he would like relax people.
You know.
You know, in his bookshelf, in fact, at the Reagan Ranch, there was like a book this thick of jokes that, you know, he went through. And then also, you know, a lot of times he was doing Jack Benny or Bob Hope or something like that. You know, it was direct stealing.
What did the president know? And when did he know it? What would you have him do?
I want you to fight.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Still ahead on Hollywood One-on-One. Ever seen around that screaming, turn around. And you're about to blast us even further into space.
Hello, John. You were aboard the spacecraft Odyssey 1.
So I don't know if the first job made any sense. Don't even have plans. No big deal. In the new film Slingshot, Casey Affleck and Lawrence Fishburne play astronauts who are about to lose their minds in space during a journey to Saturn's far moon.
I've been in space for 32 years. We are on our way to Titan. Captain Franks, the leader of this small group of men who are attempting a slingshot maneuver, which is where they will engage their thrusters and enter into the orbital gravity of a planet and then use the momentum to slingshot further out into space. Is, you know, the authority figure on board, very professional, you know, very calm, very steady.
Titan. It's the most Earth-like world we can reach. But to get there, we'll need Jupiter's gravity for a speed boost.
Casey Affleck being the lead, he's an actor who's got incredible gifts, and just a beautiful kind of intelligence and tone to his work.
You have 2 more hibernation cycles before the slingshot.
Here's the current situation.
He comes from a family of explorers, and he has that in his blood. He leaves somebody behind, a person that he met, a woman that's part of the whole program, who actually also helped design the spaceship, played by Emily Beecham, and that's part of the story, you know, what you leave behind, and you know, memories and loss and so on.
The impact represents no real danger. Once the whole system is compromised, if we attempt the slingshot, we get blasted into deep space. There's a small malfunction with the ship, or at least then suddenly things go sideways. Your imagination is playing a cruel trick on you.
How do you know that?
Ever seen a round screaming through the round? And you're about to blast us even further into space. The intimacy of it, the complexity of the relationships, and the way that things change on a dime. Like, first you think these two are, together, and then these two are together, and then it's a really great study in triangulation. I guess it's the psychological term. Gentlemen, let's try to keep our heads on our shoulders. You have to consider that there are people out in the world who are, for lack of a better term, futurists. They're thinking about the future. What will the future be like? How can we improve the future? What can we do? What changes can we make to improve the quality of life here on Earth in the future? And so some of those people are writers. Some of those people are futurists. Some of those people are thinkers. So it's nice. It's nice to speculate on, especially if there's a hopeful kind of outlook. If we can't solve the issue, we may not make it to Titan.
We want to make it feel real, and we wanted this to be slick and kind of, more Scandinavian design than Alien or other films with, rusty chains hanging and all of this stuff. That is very cool in those movies, but this was a different, we had a different attitude in this case.
We need to work as a team. Are we in agreement? Well, Wake Up Call is a wonderful young actor. I've been a fan of his since The Boys came out, which is where I kind of became aware of him. And our director, Michael, has crafted a really, I think, interesting little story that is relatable on a lot of levels, psychologically, emotionally. Um, and yeah, I think that was the stuff that appealed to me.
Flying into the night is a survival instinct. The best escape route tends to be towards the light.
Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
Still ahead on Hollywood One-on-One.
I killed you.
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
What's the first thing you like about me?
Both of you are quite brilliant and frank.
Feel like my person.
You feel like the right person.
Hollywood One-on-One at the world premiere of this show, a reimagining of the 1994 cult classic. In 2024, this version stars Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
So things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Yeah, he goes through a very intense transformation. The journey begins with him meeting Shelley, falling madly in love, and then they both get murdered. Spoiler alert.
I think when we meet her, Shelley is a young woman who is in desperate need of love, in need to be seen and to be heard. And I think she finds in Eric a confidant and someone that can really bring her dreams of companionship and trust to life.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead.
Sometimes something so bad happens
That the soul cannot rest.
until you put the wrong things right.
And it really sets him off on the course, kind of a mythological course of what what he's willing to do to get her back.
I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them.
incredible person, and I think we were incredibly lucky to have a spark together straight away and just a very natural chemistry. He's somebody that has become a very dear friend of mine, and I couldn't think of anyone better to have my first big role in a film with, just to guide me through the process and everything from my first scene to, all of this press. It's so incredible to be next to someone that's so special and so kind.
Killed you.
Yeah, he did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
It was very important for the movie that Twix and I would have chemistry and get along, and we did so on screen and off screen, I think.
First impulse. Anger.
This film it's really about love, and it's about finding somebody who sees you like the real you and that can bring you back from your own hell. Like Shelley gets sucked down into a hell, and Eric fights for her to bring her back. But I think in the human experience, we're all susceptible to falling into our own personal hell, and we all need someone that loves us, whether it's a family member, a friend, or a lover, to reach down and care about us enough to bring us back. And that's what Eric does with Shelley, and I think that everybody deserves a love that's as deep and as true and as raw as what they have.
Right where you become. The love promises only made.
Still ahead on Hollywood's One-on-One.
Y'all need something to rally behind. Something that lights a fire in you.
I got something to rally behind. My dad.
We move into the 11th inning. This is now officially the longest Little League World Series game in history.
You gotta believe it's based on an inspirational true story. Greg